Well guys, it's finally that time. I just finished my first week of classes for the semester, which means that unfortunately, the summer is over. Now, I think it's fair to say that none of us really got the summer that we wanted or expected. With so much going on, like the virus and all the protests and everything, mine and millions of other people's attention has been focused on other, more important things than having a vibey summer with your friends. And ultimately, I think that's a good thing. I think a lot of people are much more aware of different issues going on than they would have been otherwise. But at the same time, I think it's okay to feel a little bit disappointed that we didn't get to live out the summers that we were probably hoping for. Now, as someone who loves music and talks about it on YouTube, this got me thinking about what I consider to be like summer music. So I decided to make a playlist called Dreams of a Lost Summer, which I think is the right amount of pretentious and cringe, but also like a good playlist title. And I started to add some songs to it that really make me think of some of my summer experiences. And today I'm going to be telling some stories and talking about those songs, and we're just going to have a nice chill time. But before you click off if you're not interested in that, there's an added layer to this. I decided to make this playlist collaborative, meaning that all you guys have to do is go down, click the link in the bio, and follow the playlist, and then you guys can add your own summer songs to this playlist. Hopefully a bunch of you guys will add stuff and we can kind of make like our dream perfect summer playlist made up of all the people who watch this channel. If you guys do add a song, I would love it if you could go into the comment section, tell me what song you added and then why you added it. Like, maybe it reminds you of a specific memory, it just gives you summer vibes. Whatever the reason is, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you guys like the video, please consider hitting the like button. It does help me get this video out to a lot of other people. And hey, consider subscribing, because if you like this video, you might like some of my other ones. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into the music. Part 1, Music from a Lost Summer. So the reason I called this playlist Dreams for a Lost Summer is because I've actually been creating a playlist throughout the year of a bunch of music that made me think of the summer that I was supposed to have this summer. A quick story. Last summer, my girlfriend did some professional theater in the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and I went to visit her for a few days. Basically, we just lived in like a ski lodge with a bunch of other college students and had like a very coming-of-age film few days. We would stargaze at night and go to like the 24-hour grocery store really late and like mess around in the parking lot, go on drives and explore the small towns and the mountains around us. Overall, just a very beautiful time and one of my favorite memories from any summer. So I started gathering some music that reminded me of this place and made me think of those really nice memories that I have. I took this trip around the same time that I was getting into Alex G, so there's a lot of Alex G on there, and just some other folk artists that I hadn't heard before and really made me think of this beautiful place. So here are a few songs from the summer that I wished I could have had this year.
Had a dream about a promised land, walking around with a big gun in my hand, and when I look you in the eye, you're gonna tell me that you love me and hold me.
Part 2, the beach. I feel like the beach is pretty much synonymous with summer for a lot of people, so I think that it's paramount that people have a great beach playlist for those days on the sand. I go to college in New York, usually, and I stayed there over the summer last year to take some extra classes. Now, when you think of New York City, you definitely don't think of the beach, but actually you can get to the beach from New York. Now, where I live, you have to drive an hour to get to the beach, but in New York, you just take the subway. And I remember taking the subway rides, you get to like that last stop before the beach, there's no one else in the car except you and your friends, you're just gliding over the water. And it was one of those moments where I really felt like I was in a new place, living my own life, and just was away from home for the first time. I felt really independent, and yeah, it was really cool. And one song that pretty much sums up the feeling of going to the beach for me is Driving to Hawaii by Summer Salt. I listened to this song a ton when I went to the beach with my friends, and it just kind of became my little soundtrack for those memories. Another beach song that's kind of unconventional that I want to throw in is Watermelon Man by Herbie Hancock. There's a great scene in mid-90s that uses this song, which is where I heard it from. And I remember we were at the beach one day with a bunch of our friends, and I was handed the aux, which is as exciting as it is nerve-wracking, as I'm sure you guys know. I was making a pretty long queue and decided to toss this song in there just to see how it went. Eventually this song comes on, and I just look around. It has these great vibes. People are eating, chatting, making sandcastles, playing in the water. The sun is setting, the vibes are incredible. And I even got one of the coveted, yo, what song is this? And you guys know. That hits. But yeah, let me know what your guys' go-to beach song is in the comments below. And hey, add it to the playlist. Part 3, the drive home. So I think that as much as we associate summer with, going out, doing fun stuff with your friends, whatever, I think that sometimes the drive home can be as important as whatever thing you're doing. I don't know about you guys, but after either hanging out with some friends or doing something, I don't know, like going to a movie, those night drives home in the summer are killer, man. It's just you, the empty streets, the streetlights guiding you home. Sometimes you get into some really, really deep conversations. It's just a beautiful thing. I know in high school, I was always listening to Blonde, and you're just driving home and that white Ferrari comes on, and that's an experience.
Bad luck to talk on these rides.
Another one I always think of is Drake's Teenage Fever. That was like a classic when I was 16. But this summer I started to explore some more kind of ambient and electronic music for these nighttime drives. A couple weeks ago I was seeing a friend in the city that I live near, and I was driving to go meet him, and I had to cross this bridge, right? And this was right at sunset, so I look out my window, and it's just this beautiful orange and purple, just one of those perfect sunsets. And this song, Wistful by Baths, came on, and it was just such a beautiful experience, just gliding along the highway, this beautiful sky all around me, and it kind of just became a staple of summer nights for the rest of the summer.
Breeze that runs his fingers through my still out on a boat somewhere, and I am making do.
But yeah, I really love the kind of slow and nostalgic moments that a summer can give you, just hanging out with your family or literally spending an entire day doing nothing, and I think that that's an important component of summer music. Part 4, the summer we got. So, like I said, the entire idea behind this playlist was basically thinking about the summer that we could have had and the music that I would have been listening to had I been doing normal summer things. But obviously that didn't happen, so we had to switch it up. And I ended up listening to a lot of stuff that I would have never considered summer music, yet it became the soundtrack of my 2020. Getting home in March for quarantine was a really strange time. There was just a whole lot of uncertainty and anxiety surrounding everything. And then that feeling just continued for months. I felt like my brain was kind of always full of just noise and craziness. Watching different stories develop, I would spend hours a day just refreshing Twitter, seeing if I could get any later updates, and it just made me feel really, anxious and neurotic. So I ended up taking a ton of long walks and bike rides around my town, but it just felt weird to be here. Where I live, we were relatively safe. Things kind of just continued as normal. And it felt so wrong that I had just fled from the city, which was becoming an epicenter of all these events, to my safe little suburban town where I could just kind of hang out. This chaos that was going on kind of in my mind, sort of the guilt, the anxiety, the helplessness, kind of just exploded into a bunch of new music. I got into shoegaze finally, listening to artists like My Bloody Valentine. There were a lot of nights where I listened to Duster. Definitely a lot of Phoebe Bridgers. Her album Stranger in the Alps talks a lot about kind of being in your home setting and feeling very alienated, so that was very comforting. The microphones and Phil Elverum, a lot of contemplation about the world and kind of your place in it. A lot of edgy 20-year-old stuff. But there was also the music that I shared with you guys. If there was one good thing to come out of quarantine, it was that I finally started a YouTube channel, something that I had wanted to do for years, and people watched it. It's been really amazing to share music with all of you, whether you're a subscriber or you're just stopping by seeing me for the first time. It's so fun to see all of your comments and interact with you guys, especially because a lot of the music I share with you, I have a couple of friends that listen to it, or I make them listen to it a lot, and having a bunch of you guys come out and show how much you love it has been really comforting for these last few months. But yeah, that kind of became the soundtrack of this summer. A big duality between a lot of anxiousness and confusion, and also kind of a lot of dreaming, a lot of happiness and comfort from people online. Kind of crazy. But this has definitely made me interested in what other people's experiences have been. Did your guys' summer change a lot? Were you somewhere that maybe handled this whole thing better and you've just kind of been having a normal time? Let me know in the comments, add songs to the playlist, tell me all about the songs you added, give me all the juicy details and stories. I'd love to hear from you. It's my favorite part about doing this. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you enjoyed the video, like the video, it helps me get it out to other people. Subscribe for more videos. We will be doing live streams, live reactions, all that kind of stuff soon. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.